This week's lesson is centered on building your ANIMOTO book trailers. We've been discussing this since the beginning of the year, and at this point I am hoping that the majority of you have a book selected already. If not, you need to have one definitely by next week, as next week's class will focus only on creating, editing, and adding to the ANIMOTO presentation. You each received a packet. The packet included your login accounts that were already created for you, the date due for the assignment, a step-by-step handout of all of the pieces that need to be incorporated into the lesson, a planning guide that needs to be completed as part of your grade, and your grading rubric. There should be no questions as to what the expectations are for this lesson. So I'm going to go through and start the tutorial that we did yesterday in class together. For those of you who were not here, this is going to be very, very valuable. For those of you who need a refresher, this is going to be a great resource for you to refer back to. First thing we need to do is we need to create an ANIMOTO folder that will house all of our images. You will go to this PC. You will locate your name in your H drive. Once you find that, you will open that up. Up at the very top, right above the word home, is a little yellow folder. This is where you will create your new folder. The new folder will be named ANIMOTO. Once you have done that, you can just close that window right out. Next thing we are going to do is we are going to open up an internet browser. I'm going to go through Google Chrome since we will be using Google Images as well. I'm going to search for animoto.com. Your screen should now look something like this. Up in the right-hand corner, there is a login. This is where you will log in using the email addresses and passwords that have already been created for you. So let me log into my account. Your screen should now look something like this. So we are going to work in ANIMOTO Memories. We are going to click on Create. This is going to put you out to the very first screen, which is your video style. Your video style is very important. This is where you are going to pick the background that will match the story or the book that you are going to be presenting. If you look here where it says Browse by Category, you can go all the way over to the end and click on the word All. This will open up and give you access to any of the backgrounds that are embedded into ANIMOTO. You do not, let me repeat that, you do not have access to anything that has the word Premium embedded into it. These are for paid subscriptions, which we do not have. We are using an educator version. Once you have decided on your background, you just go ahead and click on it. It'll give you a preview of what your presentation will look like. Also, within each background or each style, a piece of music has been embedded that ANIMOTO has picked, thinking that it will fit with that background. You do not have to keep that music, and we will discuss this, and I will show you how to change the music. So just for the demonstration, we are going to use the very first option, which is ribbons and bows. It will introduce you, take you through everything. Let me lower that. Okay. So like I said, we've decided we don't like that piece of music. So for the demo only, we are going to click on Create Video. This is your planning guide through ANIMOTO. In addition to the planning guide that is in your packet, this is where you will be uploading and making all of your changes and all of your edits. So the first thing we want to do is change our music. You'll locate the musical note, change song. This is where you will find the entire musical library for Animoto. You're going to click where it says Browse Full Library. You will notice there are many genres of music. There are actually 18 pages of genres for different music. You can scroll along the tabs on the side and pick something that is very specific to the sound or the tone or the mood that you are trying to create, or you can actually sit and listen and preview each piece or something that you think is going to fit with your presentation. Okay, so just as an example, I am going to listen to A Night in the Park. This is what the music would sound like. Right away, I'm thinking this is not something that I want to pick. So I think I'm going to go up here. I am going to pick a piece of classical music. After previewing it, if it is a selection that I agree with, I will just go right up into the right-hand corner, select the song, and now my song has changed. We discussed also the option of changing your music to something that you have in your own music library. Animoto does not have the music that you currently listen to on your own. In order to do this, it has to be pre-approved by me. The other option you have within Animoto is pacing your music and your video. So if your video has to be 1 minute 30 seconds to 2 minutes, that is the requirement. Here's where you are going to use your trimming the music. You'll notice this song is only 1 minute and 58 seconds. If I trim anything off of it, it's not going to work. Pacing your images is another option. You can have them come in slower, or you can have them come in a little faster. That is up to you. Once you start building your Animoto, this is where you can change things around to make sure that things are not moving too quickly or too slowly, but at the pace that you would like to see. So now we need to figure out how to upload our images that we will be using. So first thing we're going to do is open up a new window, and we are going to go right out to Google Images. Okay, for the demonstration, we will search the word flowers. Okay, once you find the image that you like, you are going to right click. You are going to go where it says Save Image or Picture As. You're going to look for that Animoto folder that you saved in your H drive. And this is where you will save your image. Please make sure to rename your images, because if you don't, you are just going to have a whole bunch of JPEGs, and you will have to look through each one of them in order to find the one that you want or the order that you need them in. Once you have done that and you have renamed it, go ahead and save it. Tab back over to your Animoto slideshow. Tab down to your Add Pic and Video option. Click on the blue box that says Upload. Look for the image of your flowers and open it. Your flower is now embedded into your Animoto presentation. If you scroll over the image, the word caption comes up. Double click. And now you have the option of adding a caption to your image. There are only 50 characters. Every time you stroke a key, your character count goes down. Every space, every piece of punctuation, every letter is a character. Once you have added your caption, please make sure spelling is correct. You just save it and it is automatically there. If you've decided this is something you didn't want, the image is still highlighted, just click on the delete and it'll go right into your trash can. So once again, I'm going to do that, demonstrate it again. And there's my flower. and I will add my caption and save it. The next thing we want to do is we want to add text boxes. So where the big capital T is, text box, this is where you will add. Okay, again, you are limited in your character usage. So in order to complete this project, text selection is going to be very important. You do not have the availability to write long sentences or paragraphs. So your text selection is really going to drive your final product. And I'm going to save. So now this is where I will add my text boxes and my images. Your presentation needs to include both. You cannot just have captions under your pictures. You do not have to have captions under each image if you don't want them, but the option is there for you to use. The other option you also have is adding in a video clip. So go back up to where it says add your pictures and your videos, and if you go down to where it says video selection, here are all of the little video clips that you may add. Each one houses certain videos. So you'll notice under activities, there's 27 different videos that you could possibly use. So I'm going to go into time lapse. I want to preview what this is going to look like. So it gives you that option. It also lets you know exactly how long this video clip, how much time it's going to take up in your presentation. Each clip is usually between 5 to 6 seconds up to maybe 20 seconds. So please be careful when you're selecting those video clips. This is what you want. You will highlight it and you will add that item into your presentation. Okay, I'm going to go back out to and upload just a few more images so we can really get a feel for using our planning board. Okay, so I have a few images here. Okay, let me add a text box in here. Saving that. Okay, here is where I can also move images around. So I want my intro. Maybe I'll grab my text box in here, and you just can play with everything, all the features in here. The next thing you want to do is you want to preview your video. So you can preview it as many times as you would like, but do not produce it. Once you produce it, it's going to generate a final copy. So it is going to preview for me. For some reason, it's taking its time. It's usually very quick. Let me see if I can get to it a different way. I apologize. Now it is generating my preview. I apologize for it taking so much time. And this is where you can watch your video, listen to it, and then see if you like the way it is laid out. If not, again, you have that option of going back to that planning board and moving your images around, adding text boxes, removing things that you no longer want to use. I hope this was helpful.